There is a moment in your life when you realize that the energy you send into the world is far more powerful than anything you could ever say with your lips. It is the kind of energy that doesn't chase, doesn't force, and doesn't beg. It simply is, and because it is pure, confident, and rooted in knowing, it becomes irresistible. When you send this kind of energy, this quiet certainty, this inner conviction, they feel it. It reaches them in ways words never could. It enters their mind, their heart, their spirit. It pulls them gently but powerfully. And once they feel it, they're hooked for life. This energy comes from one place within you. It is born from the deep understanding that everything in your life, every relationship, every desire, every outcome, is shaped first in imagination. It starts as a whisper, a picture, a feeling in the unseen before it appears in the physical world. That is why the energy you hold matters far more than any action you could take. When you understand this, you stop worrying about timing, about how things will unfold, or about what someone else is thinking. You shift from fear to faith, from doubt to knowing. There's a line that says, "As you believe in your heart, so it becomes." Not as you wish, not as you hope, not as you try, but as you believe. Your inner belief becomes your outer experience. When you believe that you are chosen, valued, remembered, loved, everything and everyone begins responding to you as though it is already true. People feel the energy of someone who knows their worth. They may not understand it consciously, but they feel drawn to it. It feels peaceful, warm, and familiar. It feels like home. And this feeling, this certainty, creates a kind of gravitational pull. There are people who try to manipulate energy, begging, pleasing, pushing, or trying to convince others to stay. But that is not the energy that hooks anyone. That energy repels. True attraction, true connection is created in silence, in imagination, in faith. It is the energy that says, "I know who I am, I know what is mine, I do not chase. I attract naturally, effortlessly, by being." This is the energy that stays long after conversations end. This is the energy they think about at night. This is the energy that makes them come back even when they tried to walk away. There is wisdom that says, whatever things you ask for when you pray, believe that you have received them and they will be yours. The secret is in the believing. Receiving begins in the unseen. You claim it first within. You feel the joy, the love, the security, the closeness, the connection before any physical proof appears. When you do this sincerely, not forcing but accepting, you become magnetic. Imagine for a moment that everything you want is already done. The person you love already feels that connection toward you. They already think of you when they wake up. They already imagine a future with you. They already crave your presence even when apart. When you imagine with faith, you're not hoping for a future event. You're stepping into a reality that already exists. You're aligning with the version of you who is chosen, cherished, and remembered. When you send energy from this place, something extraordinary happens. You don't have to text constantly. You don't have to prove your worth. You don't have to fear losing anyone. Instead, you rest in a deep knowing, and that knowing radiates outwards. You become calm, light, joyful, grounded. You stop worrying what they think because you already know the truth. They feel you. They sense you. They are drawn to you. There's a saying, let the weak say, "I am strong." Not because they feel strong at the moment, but because saying it, claiming it, makes it so. Unseen world responds to your self-concept. When you declare your self-love, your world rearranges to reflect that declaration. When you declare yourself chosen, people begin choosing you. When you declare yourself remembered, the one you care for finds themselves thinking about you more and more. This is why the most powerful energy you can send is the energy of knowing. Not hoping, not waiting, not doubting, knowing. Knowing that love is already yours. Knowing that what is meant for you cannot pass you. Knowing that your imagined, seen is already reality. When you close your eyes and imagine your person holding you, speaking to you, smiling at you, choosing you, you are not fantasizing, you are creating. You are stepping into a new state of being. You are rewriting your inner world, and your outer world must follow. Many people believe they must constantly do something to keep someone's attention. But the truth is the opposite. The deepest bonds are formed through energy, not effort. When your inner state is secure, stable, and fulfilled, the other person feels an inexplicable sense of comfort around you. They feel safe, they feel understood, they feel drawn. And once they feel this energy, they do not forget it. There is something unforgettable about someone who carries themselves with inner certainty. When you stop doubting your place in someone's life, they stop doubting it too. When you stop worrying about losing them, they start worrying about losing you. When you step into the identity of the loved one, they respond naturally, instinctively, almost helplessly. There is a gentle power in knowing you are already chosen by the unseen. There is beauty in trusting that your inner conviction is enough. When you imagine with clarity, when you feel the end as though it is happening right now, you create a vibration that goes far beyond words. Think about a moment in your life when someone crossed your mind unexpectedly and you couldn't shake the thought of them. You didn't know why, but you kept remembering things about them. Moments you shared, conversations you had, the way they made you feel. You kept thinking about reaching out. You didn't know where those thoughts came from, but now you do. Energy travels. Inner focus sends signals. The unseen is always working. When someone thinks of you out of nowhere, when they suddenly miss you, when they feel the urge to reconnect, that is the reflection of your inner work. You imagine, they feel, you claim, they respond, you believe, the world aligns. There's a promise that says faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Your imagination is the substance. Your inner feeling is the evidence. What you feel on the inside becomes form on the outside. So when you send out the energy of certainty, when you hold the inner picture with love, gratitude, and calmness, they feel it. They may not understand it logically, but their heart does. They feel drawn to you in ways they cannot explain. They feel a pull they cannot ignore. People may forget what you said, they may forget what you did, but they never forget how your energy made them feel. If your energy feels like peace, like home, like destiny, they will return to it again and again. You do not need to prove anything. You do not need to chase anyone. You only need to align with the version of yourself who is already loved. Imagine the love, feel the love, trust the love, and watch how they respond. Because once you send this kind of energy, this energy of knowing, of completeness, of silent inner faith, they're hooked for life. Not through fear, but through the pure magnetic power of your inner state. And the unseen world will reflect every bit of it back to you. And as you continue holding this state, something magical happens. You begin to notice that the world itself starts to conspire in your favor. Small signs, subtle nudges, meaningful coincidences, they all begin to confirm what you already know in your heart, that the connection is real, inevitable, and already set in motion. The more you dwell in this inner reality, the stronger the pull becomes. It's as if the universe itself is mirroring your certainty back to you, and the person you desire starts to feel the same invisible threads tugging them toward you. It is important to remember that this is not about obsession, nor about trying to control another's will. True energy comes from freedom and confidence, not from fear or desperation. When you are free within yourself, fully aligned with the life you imagine, your energy becomes irresistible. There is a saying, the more you are at peace, the more powerful you become. People are naturally drawn to calm strength, to the quiet certainty that radiates from someone who knows their own value. Consider for a moment how flowers bloom toward the sun without struggle. They do not push, they do not demand, they simply turn toward the light. The same principle applies to the energy you send. When you are focused, loving, and aligned with the reality you wish to experience, the world, the people in it, turn toward you naturally. They cannot help it. It is part of the natural law, like attracts like. There is another truth hidden in Scripture. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Delight is not frantic longing. It is calm, unwavering joy in what already exists within you. When you delight in the imagination of being fully connected, fully chosen, fully loved, you create an energy so potent that it resonates through time and space. It bypasses resistance, it transcends doubt, and it plants itself deeply in the consciousness of the one you seek. Every thought you hold, every feeling you embrace, every quiet moment of inner knowing sends ripples across the fabric of reality. When you see yourself as already embraced, already remembered, already cherished, your energy reflects that. They will feel it even before they understand it. Their mind will turn to you unexpected times, their heart will recognize the comfort, the warmth, the safety that you exude. Even the simplest acts of visualization matter. Picture the laughter you share, the understanding glances, the moments of unspoken connection. Feel the joy, the closeness, the ease of being together. Do this consistently with love and faith, and watch as the unseen begins to manifest the seen. You are not creating from lack, not from need, not from desperation. You are creating from abundance, from certainty, from the fullness of knowing. There is a subtle power in patience. You do not rush the manifestation. You do not demand its arrival. You trust the process, secure in the knowledge that what is yours cannot be taken away. And as you hold that trust, as you radiate that calm, powerful certainty, the person you desire is drawn like a magnet. They are pulled by something deeper than attraction, something spiritual, almost unconscious, that knows they belong in this energy, in this field with you. Imagine your inner world as a garden. Every thought of doubt is a weed. Every vision of connection, every feeling of love, every silent knowing is a seed of manifestation. Tend this garden daily. Nurture it with imagination, water it with faith, and watch as it grows. The outer reality is merely a reflection of this inner cultivation. And once your energy reaches its peak, once the garden of your consciousness blooms fully, they cannot resist its pull. They are drawn in naturally, inevitably, and they remain not because you forced them, but because your energy created a reality that is more appealing than anything else. Every human being is responsive to energy. Even when words fail, even when logic cannot explain, the energy you carry speaks. It tells them who you are, what you value, and what kind of life you embody. When your energy is aligned with love, faith, and inner certainty, it communicates a story more compelling than any conversation. It communicates that this is where you belong, this is what feels right, this is home. And as they continue to feel it, they are drawn back repeatedly. They are drawn not by your effort, but by your state of being. They are pulled by the invisible threads of imagination, faith, and certainty that you have woven into existence. This is the energy that hooks for life, the energy that cannot be forgotten, the energy that lingers long after a moment has passed. Every day you spend in this energy strengthens the bond. Every day you imagine, every day you feel, every day you trust, you deepen the connection. And the beauty of it is that the power lies entirely within you. You do not need permission. You do not need validation. You do not need external confirmation. The unseen recognizes only the state of your consciousness, the vibration you are radiating, and it responds with perfect precision. When you embody this energy, you become magnetic, irresistible, unforgettable. They may try to understand it logically. They may resist. They may even question their own feelings. But deep down, they cannot deny the pull. There is an invisible bond formed through your certainty, your faith, your love, and your inner peace. And once that bond is made, it holds a permanence that no external circumstance can break. It is a subtle, almost mystical phenomenon. You are not forcing reality. You are simply aligning with it, feeling it fully, and trusting it completely. And in doing so, you awaken in them a response that is as natural as breathing, as inevitable as the sunrise. Their thoughts, their emotions, their awareness begins to orbit around your energy without effort on your part. You have become a presence, a force, a magnet in their consciousness, and it is impossible to ignore. This is the secret. It is never about what you say or do. It is about the state you hold, the energy you radiate, the certainty you embody. Love, faith, confidence, and joy. These are the threads that pull and hold. These are the energies that imprint themselves on hearts and minds. These are the energies that, once felt, cannot be erased. So continue imagining, continue believing, continue feeling the end with unwavering faith. Step into your own power, radiate your inner certainty. Hold your vision with love, and as you do, you will notice something extraordinary they cannot resist. They will feel drawn, they will feel compelled, they will be captivated by the invisible energy of your inner knowing, and the more you maintain this state, the more permanent the attraction becomes. It is effortless, natural, and eternal. Once your energy reaches that frequency, it leaves an impression that cannot be removed. You have become unforgettable. You have become magnetic. You have become the embodiment of the reality they long for, even if they have not yet realized it consciously. The power lies entirely in your state of being. You are the unseen hand-shaping reality. You are the quiet force that calls hearts. You are the energy that hooks, holds, and resonates through time. And the beautiful truth is that it all begins and ends within you. And as you remain in this energy, you begin to notice the subtle shifts not only in them, but within yourself. Your confidence deepens, your joy expands, and your sense of worth becomes unshakable. You are no longer dependent on their recognition, their words, or their actions to validate you. Instead, you are complete in yourself, radiating a calm assurance that is profoundly attractive. People are drawn to completeness, to the quiet force that comes from someone who knows their own value and honors it without apology. There is an undeniable truth in this. The energy of self-assurance cannot be ignored. When you carry it, it speaks louder than any conversation, louder than any gesture, louder than any attempt at persuasion. It penetrates defenses, softens resistance, and awakens longing in the heart of the one who senses it. They may not articulate why, they may not even understand it consciously, but the pull is undeniable. Once this energy touches them, it becomes embedded in their consciousness, lingering long after you are gone. You do not need to manipulate, you do not need to chase, you do not need to prove anything. The energy itself does all the work. Imagine a candle in a dark room. It does not chase the darkness, it simply shines. And in doing so, the light draws attention, warmth, and admiration naturally. Your inner state is that candle. It shines quietly, powerfully, irresistibly. And the effect it has on others is beyond anything words could achieve. Every thought, every feeling, every mental picture you hold acts like a seed planted in the fertile soil of consciousness. When you imagine them thinking of you, longing for you, remembering you, you are not merely daydreaming, you are creating, you are shaping reality through the subtle, unseen power of your imagination and faith. The unseen is always listening, always responding, always arranging circumstances to reflect the state you embody. There is a profound wisdom in embracing the present moment, in feeling the connection fully here and now, even if the physical evidence is not yet visible. When you live as though the relationship is already manifested, when you feel the emotions of love, closeness, and joy in your heart, you are sending an irresistible signal. It is not about forcing anything externally, it is about creating internally. And internal creation always precedes external manifestation. Think of every great manifestation in life, every desire fulfilled, every dream realized. It begins as a vivid internal reality before it becomes tangible. The same principle applies here. Your focus, your imagination, your faith, the energy you carry, is the invisible glue that binds consciousness, drawing them irresistibly toward you. It bypasses logic, it bypasses resistance, it bypasses circumstance. It touches something deep within their being that cannot resist. When you imagine with feeling, when you act from a state of inner certainty rather than desperation, the energy you emit is magnetic. It communicates more than words ever could. It whispers in the unseen, this is the connection, this is the love, this is the bond that cannot be broken. And they feel it, deeply, powerfully, irrevocably. Even moments of stillness, moments when you are quiet, peaceful, and confident, send this energy outward. It flows naturally from your inner state, untouched by effort or striving. They may notice it as a sense of calm, a feeling of longing, an urge to reconnect, or simply a persistent thought of you that keeps appearing in their mind. This is the invisible force at work. The energy that once felt cannot be ignored. There is no need to question whether it works or how it works. Faith does not dwell in doubt, it rests in the knowing. The more you immerse yourself in this inner certainty, the more permanent the attraction becomes. Their attention is drawn not because you demanded it, not because you pleaded for it, but because your energy reflects a reality they cannot resist, the reality of being chosen, cherished, and remembered. Every interaction, every glance, every smile, every word is amplified when it originates from this energy. It carries a weight, a depth, a resonance that speaks directly to the soul. People are naturally drawn to that kind of authenticity, that kind of inner abundance, that kind of certainty. It is not something they can consciously control or rationalize. It is an invisible force that pulls them effortlessly into orbit around your energy. Imagine living each day in this state, imagining your connection fully realized, feeling the joy and love of it, trusting completely in its manifestation. Your energy becomes so potent that it leaves a lasting impression, a kind of gravitational pull that is felt even when you are not present. It seeps into their subconscious, shaping their thoughts, feelings, and desires, drawing them to you over and over again. It is important to remember that the power lies within you, not in their actions or responses. You are the source, the origin, the invisible current that determines the flow. When you cultivate this energy consistently, you create an unbreakable bond that is not dependent on circumstance, not contingent on conditions, and not vulnerable to time or distance. Every day you spend imagining, feeling, and embodying this energy strengthens the connection. Every thought of love, every vision of closeness, every feeling of certainty sends ripples through the unseen. The unseen responds with perfect precision, aligning circumstances, thoughts, and feelings to match your state. The person you desire begins to experience a pull they cannot resist, a longing they cannot deny, and a recognition they cannot ignore. There is a subtle, almost mystical law at play. The energy you radiate is the energy you attract. When your energy is grounded in love, faith, joy, and certainty, it becomes irresistible. People are drawn not to what you say, not to what you do, but to the essence of who you are and the state you inhabit. Once they feel it, once they are touched by it, it becomes a part of them, a connection that endures beyond words, beyond actions, beyond time. And as you continue to nurture this energy, your influence grows naturally. You do not need to strategize, you do not need to control, and you do not need to push. Your presence, your state, your inner reality does all the work. They are drawn to you, compelled by something greater than themselves, captivated by the unseen force of your inner knowing. This is the ultimate truth. Once you send this energy, once you hold this state of certainty, love, and faith, they are hooked. Not by force, not by manipulation, not by chance, but by the magnetic, irresistible power of your consciousness. They are drawn to you over and over again because the energy you radiate aligns perfectly with their deepest longing, their hidden desire, and their inner recognition of what is real, true, and enduring. The energy you send becomes the seed of lasting connection. It becomes the invisible bond that persists, that attracts, that captivates. Every thought, every feeling, every silent moment of faith and imagination strengthens it. And once it is planted and nurtured, it grows naturally, effortlessly, irresistibly, like a river flowing toward the sea. And as this energy continues to flow from you, it begins to transform not only the relationship you desire, but also your own life in ways you may not have imagined. You start noticing opportunities, synchronicities, and moments of divine timing that feel almost miraculous. Every interaction, every glance, every small exchange becomes charged with meaning. You are no longer merely living, you are creating consciously, shaping reality with the quiet power of your inner state. People respond to what they sense rather than what they see. They feel your faith, your certainty, your calm assurance, and it resonates deeply within them. They are drawn to your energy as naturally as iron is drawn to a magnet. It is not manipulation, it is the reflection of your own self-love and self-knowledge. When you inhabit the state of being already fulfilled, already chosen, already loved, you broadcast a frequency that is impossible to resist. There is a sacred rhythm. Your imagination is the brush, your feelings are the colors, and your inner knowing is the canvas. Every time you imagine the desired connection vividly, with emotion, with presence, you are painting a masterpiece that cannot be ignored. They feel the depth, the intensity, the authenticity, and it lingers in their consciousness long after you are gone. It is vital to understand that timing is never yours to dictate. When you trust the unseen, when you send this energy consistently and lovingly, everything aligns perfectly. The moments of connection, the thoughts of them that arise in their mind, the longing that stirs in their heart, all happen according to a rhythm far wiser than your own. You are the seed planter, the nurturer, the silent orchestrator, and the unseen responds unfailingly to your inner state. Consider the way rivers carve valleys, not with force, but with persistence and flow. Your energy works in the same manner. It does not push, it does not pull, it does not demand. It flows consistently, quietly, irresistibly, and over time, it creates a path so compelling that it guides them back to you without resistance. They are drawn to your frequency because it mirrors a truth they have always known, but perhaps could not name. Every day you maintain this state, you deepen the impression in their consciousness. The energy you radiate becomes a part of the environment around them. They notice subtle shifts in their own feelings, thoughts, and desires. They are compelled to reach out, to connect, to think of you, not because you forced it, but because your inner certainty acts as a gravitational pull. The energy you hold is a reflection of your self-respect, your faith, and your love. When you are grounded in the knowing that what belongs to you is already yours, the outer world cannot resist aligning with that truth. You are no longer reacting to circumstances or attempting to manage outcomes. You are simply being, radiating, imagining, and feeling the reality you desire as though it is already present. Even small moments of stillness contribute to this magnetic energy. Sitting quietly, smiling inwardly at the thought of them, feeling the warmth and closeness in your heart, these are the moments that carry immense power. It is in these moments that the unseen hears your declaration, senses your certainty, and begins arranging circumstances to reflect it. Every gentle thought, every feeling of love, every quiet moment of inner knowing strengthens the connection in ways that words or actions could never achieve. There is also a profound beauty in letting go of neediness. Once you release desperation, once you cease seeking validation or chasing outcomes, your energy becomes refined, authentic, and irresistibly magnetic. People are drawn not to the frantic energy of desire, but to the calm, confident energy of someone who knows their worth and trusts in the natural unfolding of life. This is the energy that leaves a permanent impression, the energy that hooks without effort, the energy that endures through time. You are the unseen force guiding their consciousness. You are the subtle, invisible energy shaping thoughts, feelings, and desires. And the more consistently you hold this state, the stronger the attraction becomes. They are drawn not to what you say, not to what you do, but to the essence of your being, the quiet, powerful certainty that you radiate. Imagine now the power of this energy over time. Every day, every thought, every feeling, every act of faith adds to the magnetic field surrounding you. They begin to feel it more and more. They find themselves thinking of you spontaneously. They notice your absence and long for your presence. They recognize on a level beyond words that they are connected to someone who carries a power, a certainty, a love that cannot be found elsewhere. The unseen law operates without bias or favor. It responds to the state you hold, the energy you radiate, the faith you embody. When your inner world is rich, complete, and certain, your outer world is compelled to match. Their mind and heart align with your energy naturally, effortlessly, and inevitably. Every act of imagination, every feeling of joy, every quiet moment of faith contributes to a growing, irresistible attraction. They are drawn into your orbit not by force, not by strategy, but by the undeniable power of your inner state. This is the energy that hooks for life, the energy that once experienced cannot be ignored, forgotten, or dismissed. As you continue radiating this energy, you realize that it is not just about them, it is about you. It is about stepping fully into the power of your own consciousness, embracing the infinite creative potential within, and understanding that your inner world determines your outer reality. The person, the relationship, the connection, they are merely reflections of the energy you hold and the state you embody. And in every moment you choose faith over fear, knowing over doubt, love over neediness, your energy becomes more magnetic. Your presence becomes unforgettable. Your influence becomes undeniable. Your power to attract, connect, and hold grows effortlessly, naturally, beautifully. They may not yet understand consciously, they may not yet articulate why, but deep within they feel it. They feel drawn, they feel compelled. They feel a quiet recognition that cannot be denied. Your energy resonates with something eternal, something true, something that they cannot resist. This is a subtle, sacred art of attraction, not in words, not in effort, not in force, but in the quiet, steady, faith-filled energy of knowing who you are, knowing what you deserve, and feeling the end as though it is already present. The energy you radiate becomes a living force, shaping consciousness, guiding hearts, and creating bonds that endure beyond time, circumstance, and logic. And now, as you stand in this truth, understand this: the power has always been within you. The energy you carry, the faith you embody, the love you radiate, they are unstoppable. You do not need to chase, you do not need to force, and you do not need to plead. When you hold yourself in the certainty of your own worth, when you feel the connection as already real, when you live fully in the joy and peace of your own inner knowing, you become a force that touches hearts, shapes realities, and draws others irresistibly to you. Remember this: people may come and go, circumstances may shift, but the energy you send, the vibration you hold, and the love you feel within yourself are eternal. Once they experience it, even fleetingly, they are forever marked by it. They are hooked, not because of what you did, but because of who you are. So step into this power now. Radiate it boldly, lovingly, and without hesitation. Imagine, feel, and know that all you desire is already yours. Trust the unseen, trust the process, trust yourself. And as you do, you will see the miraculous unfold, hearts responding, connections deepening, and life bending effortlessly to reflect the truth of your inner state. Hold this knowledge close, carry it always, and let it guide every thought, every feeling, every action. Because when you send this energy, not as a plea, but as a certainty, not as a hope, but as a knowing, you do more than attract. You transform, you captivate, and you create a love and a connection that is unshakable, unforgettable, and eternal. You are the source, you are the magnet, you are the energy they cannot resist. And once you embrace this truth fully, your life and theirs will never be the same again.